Good morning. Today's lecture is regarding cellular and humoral components of immune system. Let us see the learning objectives of today's topic. They are outlines outline of immune system and cells of immune system. Describe and discuss innate and adaptive immune systems and cellular and humoral components of immune system. The protective system of human body to resist almost all types of infectious organisms or toxins that tend to damage is called immune system. An outline of this immune system. The immune system is a complex network of organs containing of mainly interdependent cell types that collectively protect the body from bacterial, parasitic, fungal and viral infections and from the growth of the tumor cells. So it is a complex network of organs which protects the body from different uh, bacteria, parasite, fungus and viral infections, etc. So the organs of immune system. So there is a network of organs of immune system which includes lymphoid organs, bone marrow, thymus, spleen and lymph nodes. So there is a network of this immune system throughout the body. Then let us see one by one. That is lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are responsible for the production of lymphocytes and antibodies. Anatomically, lymphoid organs are organized as primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Let us see what are primary lymphoid organs and what are secondary lymphoid organs one by one. So primary lymphoid organs consist of bone marrow and thymus. The two things, bone marrow and thymus. Stem cells in the bone marrow either differentiate to give rise to B cells or they migrate to the thymus where their development into various types of T cells is stimulated. So primary lymphoid organs consist of bone marrow and thymus. So in bone marrow, the stem cells may develop into B lymphocytes or may migrate to develop T lymphocytes. Then let us see what are secondary lymphoid organs. So secondary lymphoid organs are of two different types. So they are encapsulated secondary lymphoid organs and unencapsulated secondary lymphoid organs. So the example for encapsulated secondary lymphoid organs are the lymph nodes and spleen. The example for unencapsulated secondary lymphoid organ is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. So primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus. Secondary lymphoid organs are of two types, encapsulated or unencapsulated. Example for encapsulated is lymph node and spleen. Example for unencapsulated is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue or MALT. So how this secondary lymphoid organ functions, let us see. So each of the secondary lymphoid organ is concerned with different types of immune response. For example, lymph nodes, which are a type of secondary encapsulated lymphoid organ, which are an example of secondary encapsulated lymphoid organ. So these lymph nodes deals with antigens in the tissues, and spleen, which is also an example for secondary encapsulated lymphoid organ, deals with the antigens in the blood. Then mucosal associated lymphoid tissue or MALT, which is an example of unencapsulated secondary lymphoid organ, deals with the antigens at mucosal surfaces. So three different things and three different functions. Lymph nodes deals with the antigens in the tissues, spleen deals with the antigens in the blood, mucosal associated lymphoid tissue deals with the antigens at mucosal surface. Then bone marrow. All the cells of the immune system are initially derived from the bone marrow by a process called as hematopoiesis. During hematopoiesis, the bone marrow derived stem cells differentiate into either mature cells or immature system, or into precursors of the cells that migrate out of the bone marrow to continue their maturation elsewhere. Example in thymus and T lymphocytes. In addition to red blood cells and platelets, the bone marrow also produces B lymphocytes, natural killer cells, granulocytes like neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils, and immature thymocytes or prothymocytes. So these are the cells which are produced by bone marrow apart from red blood cells and platelets. Then thymus. Immature thymocytes or prothymocytes leave the bone marrow and migrate into the thymus. The function of the thymus is to produce mature T lymphocytes or T cells. After maturation process, the T cells are beneficial to the immune system and spread throughout the body. So once these T lymphocytes gets matured in the thymus gland, they spread throughout the body wherever they are required, while those T cells that might evoke a harmful autoimmune response are eliminated or killed or destroyed. Then let us see what are the different components of innate and adaptive immune system. So innate immunity means it is a non-specific type of immunity where the immunity, the antibodies or the immune response is developed for each and every foreign antigen entering into the body. Adaptive immune system is a specific type of immune system where the immunity develops for the specific antigens only. So this is the main difference between the innate and adaptive immune system. So let us see what are the different components present in the innate and adaptive immune system. The immune system protects the organisms from infections with layered defenses of increasing specificity. Most simply, physical barriers prevent pathogens such as bacteria and viruses from entering the organism. If a pathogen ruptures these barriers, the innate immune system or natural immune system provides an immediate but non-specific response. However, if pathogens successfully avoid the innate response, a third layer of protection, that is adaptive immune system, is activated by the innate response. The immune system or body defense mechanism is classified into two types, that is innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is also called as natural or native immunity, which is non-specific, which develops for each and every foreign organism entering into the body. Adaptive immunity is also called as acquired immunity, which is specific immunity, where the immune response develops for the specific foreign antigen entering into the body. Now the components of immune system. So the components of innate immunity. So there are two types of components in innate immunity, that is humoral components of innate immunity and cellular components of innate immunity. The humoral components of innate immunity are enzymes like lysozyme, peptides like beta defensins, proteins of the complement system, mannose binding lectin, C-reactive protein, and lung surfactant. And The cellular components of innate immunity are phagocytic cells like neutrophils and macrophages, epithelial barriers, and natural killer cells. Then the components of adaptive immunity. So there are, it also has two components, that is humoral component of adaptive immunity and cellular components of adaptive immunity. The humoral components of adaptive immunity are antibodies which are specific, and the cellular components of adaptive immunity are the activated T cells, which includes helper T cells, cytotoxic T cells, and suppressor T cells. Then types of innate immunity. So innate immunity has two types of defense mechanism, that is innate humoral immune system and innate circular or cell mediated immune system. So innate humoral immune system involves a variety of substances found in humor. The body fluids used to be called as humerus earlier. So it involves a variety of substances found in the humor which protects against extracellular microbes and their toxins, which consist of certain natural chemical compounds present in the blood that destroy foreign organisms. Examples are skin and respiratory tract secrete antimicrobial peptides such as beta defensins. Enzymes such as lysozyme and phospholipase A2 in saliva, tears and breast milk are also antibacterial. In the stomach, gastric acid and proteases serves as a powerful chemical defense against ingested pathogens. And plasma proteins. It contains about 20 different proteins and is named for its ability to complement the killing of pathogen by antibodies. Other circulating proteins of the innate humoral immunity are mannose binding lectin and C-reactive protein, both of which coat microbes for phagocytosis and complement activation. Spleen. Spleen is an immunologic filter of the blood, and it is composed of B cells, T cells, macrophages, dendritic cells, natural killer cells, and red blood cells. Macrophages and dendritic cells are called antigen presenting cells or APCs. An immune response is initiated when macrophages or dendritic cells present the antigen to the appropriate B or T cells. In the spleen, B cells become activated and produce large amount of antibodies. Lymph nodes. Lymph nodes functions as an immunologic filter for the body fluid known as lymph. Lymph nodes are found throughout the body and composed of T cells, B cells, and dendritic cells. The cells of immune system includes lymphocytes, T cells, natural killer cells, B cells, granulocytes or polymorphonuclear leukocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. Lymphocytes are the white blood cells and are one of the body's main types of immune cells. They are made in bone marrow and found in the blood and lymph tissue. Then the next is the T cells. T cell is a type of lymphocyte which develops in thymus gland and plays a central role in the immune response. T cells can be distinguished from other lymphocytes by the presence of T cell receptor on the cell surface. There are three major subtypes of T cells. So they are helper T cells, which are also called as CD4 cells, cytotoxic C cells, which are also called as killer cells or CD8 cells, and suppressor T cells. So these are the three major subtypes of T cells. The natural killer cells often referred to as NK cells, are similar to that of killer T cells or CD8 cells. They can recognize and destroy foreign cells, tumorous cells, and even some infected cells. Then B cells. The major functions of B lymphocyte is the production of antibodies in response to foreign proteins of bacteria, viruses, and tumorous cells. Then granulocytes or polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Granulocytes or polymorphonuclear leukocytes are a group of white blood cells. Granulocytes are composed of three cell types. There are neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. These cells are predominantly important in the removal of bacteria and parasites from the body. Then macrophages. Monocytes become macrophages when they move from circulation into the tissue. When they enter the tissue, they begin to swell. Increasing their diameter, these cells are now called as macrophages. They are often referred to as scavengers or antigen presenting cells or APCs. The macrophages secrete a special activating substance called interleukin 1, which promotes still further growth and reproduction of specific lymphocytes. The next is dendritic cell. So dendritic cells, which also originate in the bone marrow, functions as antigen presenting cells. These are more efficient antigen presenting cells than macrophages. Dendritic cells are phagocytes in the tissues that are in contact with the external environment. Therefore, they are located mainly in the skin, nose, lungs, stomach, and intestine. So, these are the components of the immune system.